Hello and welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel, and welcome to the best day in the world if you are a cyclist or a triathlete, because today is new bike day. Now, I'm actually crouched in the corner of my garage because it's not quite new bike day, it's new pile of parts day. So I'm going to make it into new bike day. I'm not going to bore you with the whole watch me put a bike together for 5 hours. I'm going to click my fingers and the whole thing's going to be built, hopefully. But then I'm going to talk you through the spec of the bike, what it is, why I bought it, what parts I bought, what parts were new, what parts were second hand, and how much it cost, and hopefully take you for a ride. So, see you soon. Hello, welcome back. Now, it might seem that I've just clicked my fingers and this bike's been built. Actually, a few days / couple of weeks has passed since my initial sort of pile of parts, for one reason or other, didn't happen. However, the bike is now built. So, I'm going to get this face out of the way, get the bike in shot, 'cause that's what you're here to see. So, I'm going to talk you through what the spec is, what the bike is, how much everything cost me, why I bought it, blah, blah, blah. So, first of all, it is a Ribble 883 Aero, and you'll notice that it is in the Ribble Pro Cycling team colours, so you can't buy these new from Ribble. You have to buy them, or either be a pro, which I'm not, or buy one from a pro cyclist, which I did. Now, you'll obviously, apart from the colourway, you'll notice it's got a little pro, if it's going to focus, come on, a little pro cycling sticker there, and a pro cycling little emblem on the top. So obviously I'm going to tell everybody I'm a pro. Now, for the frame, it is second hand. It has been used as a race bike, so it's got like little rub marks on it and little chips and you know, little chips and everywhere really. There's always a little like dinks and things, which, yes, it's not perfect, but I'm actually quite happy with that, because that means I can get on it, I can ride it, and if I go through some gravel or stone chips or lean it on a wall, I'm not too fussed, because it's already had that first sort of phase. You know what it's like when you get something brand new, you don't want to get it mucky. Well, this has already had that, so I can just jump straight in and ride it like I mean it. The frame cost me £400. Now, I have seen a couple for sale since then for sort of £350, but I'm not going to cry about 50 quid, and I'm actually really chuffed with that. I think that's really good value, and I love the colour and the look of it, and that's the main thing, isn't it? So, the next big thing, the group set. Now, I have used Di2 for a few years on my Canyon climbing bike, but I've had a few problems with the Di2, so I thought, you know what, if I'm going to go to electric, I'm going to try SRAM. So I picked up a SRAM Red ETAP group set off of a guy on Facebook, and you have to be careful on Facebook, because there's a lot of idiots selling things and not sending them and whatever else. I always make sure I pay by PayPal goods and services, so you got a bit of protection. But anyway, this guy was selling the group set, and what I bought off him was the front and rear mech, both shifters, which are the SRAM Red carbon ones, the dongle, the charger, the batteries, all the jazz, all in the boxes and everything, as bought new. New, it's about 1,200 quid. I paid £670 for all that, including the cassette as well, which is one of the SRAM Red cassettes, which, if you know how much they are, I think they're like £200, which is ridiculous. But they're supposed to be super light, because they're machined out of one piece of aluminium, apart from the 11-tooth sprocket, so all good. So I was happy to pay that. It seemed like reasonably good value. I had to buy a crank separately. A bit of a backstory, I bought one that was a BB30 bottom bracket, which is too short to reach through the spindle, so I bought it and then sold it and actually made 30 quid on it, and then I bought this for 150. This is used, but it's only lightly used. The teeth are in really good condition. It's a full carbon crank, 175mm crank arms, and the teeth are 5339, so I'm not really going to be doing too much climbing on this, so I figured that would be okay. The pedals are my Favero Asioma pedals, which I already used. Again, I have one power meter, which is this, and I can use that on any bike because I just swap the pedals around. Wheels, I love the look of these. So I've had these wheels for 2 or 3 years now, and I mainly use them, or only use them, on the time trial bike, but they sit around all year and they get used 2 or 3 times a year for races. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to put them on this. One, it saved me buying a second set of wheels for this bike, but I also get to use these. But then I did stick some new tyres on it. So the tyres are Schwalbe 1 Performance tyres. They're supposed to be the equivalent of like the GP 5000, but I bought those from Planet X. They're on offer for £20 each. I thought, you know what, it's worth a go for that. A lot of the guys in the cycling club use Schwalbe tyres, and these are the fast versions, so you know, I thought it's worth a go at 20 quid a pop. Bottle cage was a couple of pounds off a wheel, can't remember exactly how much that was. Braking wise now, Shimano, SRAM conflicting. SRAM only do like a base spec direct mount brake. It's called the S900, so I wanted ones that are probably a bit better, a bit lighter, and I got the Ultegra direct mount brakes. That means that normally brakes have like a 1 bolt in the middle that attaches them. Direct mount have 2, 1 on each side. So these are Ultegra 8010 brakes, which I bought off of eBay, and the bottom bracket one on the back. I bought off of eBay, second hand, but brand new. And I paid 46 quid for those, so I'm absolutely buzzing with that. I think they're something like 150 or 170 pounds new, so dead sure for that. What I'm going to sit on, This is a charged spoon saddle. Now, these come very highly recommended. I haven't actually used one before, but it looks a very similar shape to the Physique saddle that I use at the minute, and these are 15 quid. So I thought, right, I'm going to give that a go for 15 quid, because if that works, then I'll also get one for the watt bike, etc. But we'll see. Moving towards the Cockpit. Now, I did want to get a really fancy sort of integrated bar and stem setup, but without knowing exactly how long stem I needed, I didn't want to take the plunge and buy one and potentially have to resell the whole Cockpit and blah blah blah. So I ended up buying, well, that's the stem off of my TT bike, which won't be staying because it's a bit too low and a bit too long. And these bars, now, I looked all over for aluminium bars, or then carbon aero bars. Carbon aero bars were going second hand for a couple of £100, and I just thought it's a lot of money spent on carbon bars, so I thought I'd see how these went. I then started looking at aluminium bars, and there didn't seem to be much difference in weight or spec or anything, so I bought these from Wiggle for £7.99. They're 40 centimetres wide, and they seem to be absolutely great. I've had a quick spin around the village on them, and they feel fine, so for £7.99, I'm going to see how they go, and do you know what? They might just be the bargains of the century. So yeah, that's about it, I think, in a nutshell. So basically, that's going to be my aero bike, my crit bike, race bike, my long course weekend in Wales bike, because you can't use TT bikes. It's probably my go-to summer bike. I probably won't be using it in the peaks much climbing because it's not super light, and I don't want to ruin it. I want to use it on fast rides. So dead chuffed. It's the first bike that I've had that I look at and I think, love that. I love my Canyon, but it's just a climbing bike. It doesn't really look too appealing. So that's about it. Now, let me know down below, would you have put any different spec on there? What do you think I should do with the bars? Have you got any sort of bargain hunting tips when you find bike parts? Please do let me know, because although I've just built this, I'm not adverse to building more bikes in the future. I believe the bike total cost was around £1,300. I'm going to put a screenshot up now of the note I kept of the how much each thing was. I think it was about 1,300 quid excluding wheels, which I don't think is terrible. I see sort of aero bikes going for, you know, several thousands. If you think about it, it's a carbon frame with ETAP group set. For me, that's good value. As much as I love bikes, I don't want to chuck loads of money away on them. I don't mind spending money on them, but I like to hope that bikes are then worth what I've paid for them, so if I wanted to sell them I wouldn't actually lose much or any money. So that's about it. Anyway, I'll stop boring you now. Show you another quick leg at the bike. Oh yeah. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button down below, and hopefully I'm going to get out very soon on that and ride it like I stole it.